The host has started broadcasting the meeting on YouTube.
Did you hear that?
It's not a monotonous voice or anything, is it?
I don't even know where it is.
The host has started broadcasting the meeting on YouTube.
Did you hear that? Hang on, I've got. Yeah, bear with me. I know what.
I don't even know where it is.
I need to stop saying a second.
Did you hear that?
Hang on. It's because I started YouTube, so we started hearing YouTube on YouTube. I forget to do that. Right, that's fixed now. And tonight, actually, I want to talk. More people should hopefully join as we go along. But I do want to talk about AppSumo and how bad they are. So we've got the Shortcode Magic MCB, and I spent ages setting all sorts of stuff up with AppSumo. They have a webhook option where you can link with them to your product via Zapier. It doesn't work. And then after everything with them, they came back and went, your product, your WordPress plugin product doesn't suit AppSumo. And that's all they said. It's like, hang on a minute. You're telling me that you launched tons of different products on there, WordPress products, and you're saying we're not a match for what you're. It's just bizarre. So I've cancelled my AppSumo Plus payment that was due on the 16th, and the things as well with AppSumo that I've noticed in recent months, there are good vendors like Jeremy Redmond who will launch products and look after them, right? And you know, there are people online moaning about him, but the bottom line is, if there's an issue, I raise it with support, and a couple of months later, it's fixed. It's just being patient, waiting for them to fix the issues and look after their customers. And then there's other vendors. There's a product I bought that could use a face with a mouth, and you talk, and it talks as you, and that was around for quite a while. And I heard they're going under, and I messaged AppSumo, was getting my money back. They said hang fire. The product went down, went back to AppSumo. They went, you're not getting your money back. So my attitude now is I'm going to stop buying from AppSumo. I'm not supporting them. I've asked 4 times now to be an affiliate, and every time I got turned down. I thought, all right, you don't stuff for you then. If you want to be fussy, and you don't want people promoting your products, so you're going to see over the coming weeks some videos that might be put up online with me talking about AppSumo, and this is one of them.
Right.
Doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
No, it certainly doesn't, and it's like, at the end of the day, AppSumo if they want to, they've got a big email list, mine, but they changed their policy not long ago to paying the vendors after 60 days, because vendors were like setting up and then disappearing a month later. And I think that's not such a bad idea. Problem being, what do you do 12 months down the line where someone sold a lifetime product and it's not around anymore?
Yeah.
Happens a lot, that, doesn't it? Happens a lot.
So, in my personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of AppSumo anymore. I used to be. I've cancelled my Plus account with them. I won't be going back to them. I won't be buying anything else from them, even if it's the best product in the world. Instead, what I will do is, if there's something I really like, I'll reach out to the vendor. Because and this is the other thing with AppSumo. If you want to sell on there, they can take up to 70% of the money.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. You have to haggle with them to get down to 50%. And so I thought the whole process of setting it all up and coupon codes and this, that, and the other, it was just, yes, they've got a good email list, and I'm not arguing that. It was just like, why? Now on the other side of AppSumo, if you want to make money out of AppSumo, what you do is you find someone who's done a training course on there, right? And you then create your own version, rewrite it, make it a new title, do something that someone's already doing on there. Hopefully they'll approve it, and then once it's approved, then you need to find a way of being able to pull people in. Maybe mention some links in the training if you can get away with it. If you ever want to do that, but
as an affiliate type thing.
Yeah, more so. The whole point of AppSumo is you want to build an email list if you ever want to sell on there, and that's all it's there for. My opinion of AppSumo has gone right downhill. It's like, really, not even we would like to discuss. If you want to discuss more of why we've rejected your product, please reply back. You can't even do that.
Right.
It's like, no, we're not interested. Goodbye. All right, goodbye then. Stuff you.
Not worth bothering with, Steve.
No, that's my attitude to AppSumo. But the good news is I know how to use their traffic. And I'm going to be doing exactly that. But how are you doing, Barry?
Yeah, doing okay, thank you. Yeah, I did have a bit of illness, but I missed that last Friday meeting. But
you feeling a bit better now?
Yeah, busy. Yeah, better now. I'm busy, which is good. Which is really good. To be honest, it's been really busy all year. Right from coming back, for the new year in January, been busy all the way through.
So since you're on here, Roger does websites and SEO and all that sort of stuff. I know you dabble in that, but because we're going on live on YouTube at the minute, so tell us a bit about your business. Of anyone who hasn't met you before.
Yeah, well, in particular, I've just recently took a new client on who is a wholesale potato merchant. And he came to me and he said his business was virtually stagnant. It's a very old business. It was established in 1976. It's a family business. And he said it's stagnant. He needs new customers. And he actually sells to small restaurants, takeaways, and fish and chip shops in the northwest of England. Okay. But of course, it's very competitive on there. So he hasn't got a website. And all he had was just sort of word of mouth from his own customers. So anyway, cut a long story short, I built a website for him with all the usual things on there, and which he liked. And then I launched it, and about a week and a half later, it was on page 1 of Google on there. So it's a week and a half. So I was really pleased with that. Yeah. And then I set up 8 social media accounts for him, put posts and links. I linked back to he has a Facebook page, so I linked to his Facebook page, and also LinkedIn. And then I noticed a week after, so this is like 2.5 weeks, my website was number 1 on page 1. And then last week, because of the links that I've been putting in, his Facebook page was number 2. So yeah, so he's got number 1 and
so
number
his
2
main
now.
area is supplying potatoes to local fish and chips and restaurants and stuff.
And restaurants, yeah, small restaurants, yeah.
So always go to use AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Abacus.
Yeah.
DeepSeek, by the way, and Abacus is fantastic. And what you can do, you can go in and say, this is my competitor. So you put their URL, right? Please give me some keywords that they're using that I can use. And then once you've got the keywords, you take them and get AI to write content for a post or page. Post is better for this. And then you generate a WordPress post on your site. And then you take that post URL and paste it on their social media, right? Which is then a backlink.
Yeah.
And people then will click through and do lots of post related, and you can even automate the part where it goes from WordPress to Facebook as well if you want to.
Yeah.
And X and all of those sort of channels. But the thing is, the nice thing about doing it that way is then you are competing with other keywords that the competitors are using, and that'll get that person found.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good idea. I'll do that actually. Right, I did study all the websites of his major competitors to see what they were doing, and did a bit of research on there, and sort of built his website accordingly. So which worked,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Take all the competitors' URLs and pop them into ChatGPT and ask them to do a diagnosis of the content and have it rewritten.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And it'll rewrite what they already have.
Let me
Yeah.
show you. Let me show you this. So this is the. Can everyone see Abacus AI? Okay.
We see a double screen.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you say abacus, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I selected the wrong. Let me just check that again. Make sure I do the right. Okay. So this is. I'm inside a deep agent, right? So let's just come to Google. And the good example is a plumber. All right.
You're
So let's
sharing
do
both
it.
screens again, Steve.
Am I sharing both screens?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can all see ourselves as well as.
How am I sharing both screens? This is
I'm
really
gonna have
weird.
Barry look at that. He's the SEO wizard now, so you can fix it.
Oh, right. Okay. Is that one screen now?
Yes.
That's one
That-
screen.
That was really weird. Something funny is going on with Zoom tonight. Right. So let me come back. So what we're going to do? I'm going to search for a plumber in Bristol. I always pick Bristol because it's far enough away from me. And we're going to come down now. I ignore the sponsored ones. There's no point in doing that. So this mob here, right? Let's grab their URL. In Deep Agent, I'm going to come in there. I'm going to say, please give me all the key words for this site. I know I've spelled that wrong. Can't type tonight. Keywords. It's like hello, if anyone's seen that. So, right, for this site, dunk, that are ranking on Google page 1. So now Deep Agent is going to go off and it's going to automatically search the following things. It's going to look at their website. It's going to go to Google. It's going to have a look around. Now it's going to ask me questions straight away. Are you looking for keywords they're ranking for in a location like Bristol, UK? 2, do you want me to focus on any particular type of keywords like commercial plumbing? Are you interested in both brand keywords? So I'm going to go initially with number 1. You can do more than one if you want. We're just going to do number 1 initially. We are so lucky to live in an AI world now, and some people are scared of it. There's nothing to be scared of. Use it to help you. All right.
I use a lot of AI now. It's really good.
So, nice thing about this chat LLM on Abacus, it uses a router, so it uses the best possible AI model. It's all the AI models rolled into one, and Deep Agent is just an upgraded version that can do multiple things. You could get it to write a WordPress plugin now if you want. So if someone in the group's got an idea if they want something, let me know, and we'll see if we could come up with it if there's enough interest. So it's now going to go searching all the various sites as well. If you want to know the citations, guess what? You ask Deep Agent. What backlinks and citations does this site have? Bam, I've got my information. So it can take a moment or two to access the web and search, as you can see. And in a moment or two, we're going to have the results. You can now rank websites with your eyes shut, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't recommend it because you need to see what you're doing, but it's so clear. And Abacus AI isn't a lot of money per month, and if anyone wants my link, if you decide to get it, when you recommend someone, I think you get like a $5 or $10 credit on your account. So we're going to come down, still searching, but I'm loving Deep Agent. It just does everything for me that I want it to do. So give it a few moments. There's now searching all these keywords like emergency plumber Bristol radiator installation, tap installation, toilet repairs, washing machine installation. And when it's done, It's going to give me a full report. Not ranking on page 1. So let's come back and have a look. Research involved. Based on the search results, does not appear on first page of Google in any major following keywords. But the thing is if this isn't ranking necessarily, guess what? We can take all these and create posts. And for an example, I could now say to AI, will you please give me write me an article about plumbing in Bristol or kitchen installations or heating or whatever it may be. So let's have a look and see what it says here on here. The keywords I tested are not ranking on page 1. 0 page rankings. It could, I mean, it's got a lot of Bristol stuff in it. So with a bit of work, I reckon we could actually get this in our favour, if that makes sense. Emergency plumber Bristol. Imagine creating a page with that as a title, and then you come back to AI and you just say, write me a WordPress post about let's see how it does. But Deep Agent is in my opinion really good on Abacus AI. And if you want a cheaper option, then like I say, it does use the credits up. If it gets in a wobbly, sometimes it does. You have to stop it and start again. But this will go searching online. This will get all the best information available. And you could even put the word unique. So write me a unique WordPress post about Bristol Emergency Plumbing Services. And I'd probably word that to like installation of, I don't know, underfloor heating or something, yeah.
Steve, is Deep Agent an extra add-on with Abacus?
It's included.
Oh, okay.
But you do use Deep Agent, you do use the credits up fairly quickly. I mean, I've been playing around with it for a few weeks now and haven't had to upgrade. And it's like $10 a month, I think I'm paying, or something stupid. It's not a lot of money.
That's
And
good.
if you run out of credits, you just top up. But the nice thing about Chat LLM is it uses all the models, so we can actually, once this is done, nearly there. When this is done, then we can click on that and see the result of what it's done for me. I was creating AppSumo codes, and I came in here and said, create me 1,000 coupon codes for Gumroad. I took those coupon codes and then used Task Magic web automation to go into Gumroad and create me 1,000 coupon codes, which obviously was a waste of time now, but that's another thing. I'll use Task Magic to delete them all anyway.
It's a good case study anyway, if nothing else.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You know, I mean, that's why what we're doing with our training, we're going to move all our training onto Gumroad, and then give people a coupon code inside of school. So if you're on a monthly, you get the coupon code, you see. Mm-hmm. So now it's created myself an article which I can take. Obviously, I'll spend time reading through it, but I could put this then, emergency plumber Bristol, I would edit this out and like, you know, what is a emergency plumber? I'll say, what do I want to use? I might want to use that bit. Do you know what I mean? We'll just come back a minute. So I can take what I want and add it to the blog post. Burst pipes, major leaks. Can you see here? This is written this content in minutes. Where when I started doing SEO and websites, I had to do it all manually. Mm. I had to go and find someone else's website, take their content and rewrite it. Well, guess what? I can take their content now and rewrite it anyway. In the same way, right? We could say I could take some content here, right? Let's just say this part here. Let's use their cheaper model, Chat LLM, and let's use Router LLM. It'll find the best way to route it. And then in here, I'm going to say, please create unique WordPress content using this so I can paste it into my site. Please use the company name, Steve Plumbing, and telephone number. Like that. Put the content in there. Steve's Plumbing, your local reliable plumber. Are you searching for a dependable plumber in Bristol? Now let's come up here and just see what this says. Just make sure that I haven't. We provide plumbing service. So it's written a unique article for my plumbing website. Straight away, I've got content. I've got the phone number. I've got all this in here, and I can just copy this and put it on my web page. How quick and easy is that to build a website now? Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good though. Yeah.
So yeah, and if anyone in schools watching this, you do want to use my link, it doesn't cost you anything. Just ping me a message. I can send the link over. And then once you've signed up, if you recommend people, you get $5 or $10. It's a one-off time payment for signing up. And I just love it, you know. Invite friends. Grab the link for anyone who hasn't got it. I'll put it inside the chat here when I share the replay of this today. That's inside the chat for everyone. If you do choose to get it, you get a $5 credit, which you actually, I think the way they do it now is you redeem it back into your bank account. So if you get someone to sign up, you get $5. You get 2 people a month signing up. Your thing's free, I think, because I think it's like $10 a month for this.
Pays for itself, isn't it?
Yeah. So if I'll look at my billing, it's $20 a month, including Deep Agent. But to be honest, if you're paying that to ChatGPT,
yeah,
you might as well have this with all the models in it.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. So yeah. Anything else we need to go over, Robert, at the moment?
School Facebook groups. I think we got to come back to what's available. I know you covered it a little bit, but Fridays versus Sundays, and then times.
So yeah, moving forward, guys. This week is a Friday. Next week will be a Sunday. So not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. We're going to do a Sunday. The following week we're going to do a Friday, and we're just going to see how many people turn up on those calls to get a feel. Now, the reason we originally changed from a Friday to a Sunday was because of commitments that myself and Robert had. Those are now, for me, they're out the way. So we can do either or, and we'll have to see who can turn up for what. And I'm quite happy doing alternate weeks at the moment, because it means, look, because Barry's been missing out, and I know if Richard can make it, he will. And so one of our business models with school to get more people in, because that's what we'd like to do. I'm going to be doing a VIP members section, right? And everybody who is paying monthly in school will get a coupon code to our training on Gumroad. And the reason we're going to do the training on Gumroad is if someone leaves school, they lose access to all their content, right? So instead of being unfair on that and saying, no, you can't have access to it, we thought what would be fair is if you leave school, you don't get access to anything new, right? So the idea will be that when you come into the school classroom area, it's going to be a demo video of what the item is, right? A link where you can go and buy it, and then there'll be a section called AI lead generation VIP or something like that. It'd be like the VIP section. Anyone on a monthly plan will be added to that when I get it set up. And then I'm going to put coupon codes for the products inside the VIP section. So when you come in, if you see a piece of training or something like that, you can just go into the VIP section, find it'll be categorized. So you just click on the product, get the coupon code, and follow the link over to where you can go and purchase it and get 100% off. And that's what a VIP person is for your money per month. And then anyone new coming in, when we bring in people on a free plan, what that then means is that if they then want to pay, they have to pay monthly to get access to everything that's in there, or they can pay as you go. And it just makes it a little bit fairer on people. You know, it may, you know, we might get somebody who we prefer the monthly because it supports us, and we're grateful for everyone who's staying on a monthly plan. But occasionally we get someone who reaches out to me and will go, I'm in a bad situation in my life. I've got to leave because I can't afford it or whatever. And so we can put them onto the free plan where then they can buy what they need as and when they need it. And we will not be, when we revamp this, we will not be doing the current, I think it's $47 a month again. We're going to put the price up to get access to everything. So anyone who's already in is on the best price ever. So when I do another launch of a piece of training and you see it on Gumroad from $27 to $99 or whatever it may be, you'll see it adding to school. Now, if it's a third party product, I will always state to people like Task Magic's a third party product. You can get my training on it, but you need to buy the product, and we'll always state that on the sales video. And then moving forward, we're going to stay with school, but we're also going to re-pump stuff back into our Facebook groups again and start put little bits of training in there as well. But everything we do in Facebook will also be added to school. So school for current members, school is the one place you want to log into and check what we're doing. On another note, thank you to everyone who's been sending me get well messages. For those that aren't aware, I got diagnosed with a pituitary gland tumor. It's benign, but it's going to be a very long process of recovery. I get good days and bad days, but guess what? When you work for yourself, it doesn't matter. When you know, like yesterday, I had a whole day where I was absolutely just knackered. And unlike today, I've got some work done. So it's the nice thing when you work for you. As Barry will know from you being unwell, Barry, you know that you can pick and choose when you want to work, can't you?
That's right, absolutely. Yeah.
Charlotte, MC has entered the waiting room.
Thank you, voiceover man.
Plus to open pop-up or go to the participants panel to admit participants.
Yeah, okay. I've done it.
Plus you to manage the waiting room. Sarah Bailey, Charlotte, MC has left the meeting. Sarah Bailey, Charlotte, NC has joined the meeting.
It'll stop in a minute. I don't know how that's working. I will fix it next week. Can you all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that.
How's that for an intro, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
All I need that bloke to go is, you are caller number 1 in the queue. You are no longer in the queue.
Professor Sarah Bailey has entered the waiting room.
But no, it's all good. So, Sarah, what you've missed out on tonight is we talked about how we're updating school. So anyone who's a current member, we're going to put the price up soon for unlimited everything. But you guys are staying in at the same price, so we're not putting the price up for anyone who's already in there. It doesn't allow you to anyway, but we wouldn't do that. And then we're going to have a free plan. But what the idea of the free plan is, people can come in and watch some of the replay. We'll decide how much of it, but to access the training, they pay as you go, or they can join on a monthly plan to have access to everything. And so we're changing up like that, but everyone who's already in is locked in at the best price ever. If it's a third party product, then basically we'll do training on it, but you'll have to buy the product if you want to use it, and that's basically it. It's
Sarah didn't like whatever you were saying. She left the building.
Yeah. But we got some good, exciting stuff coming up over the coming weeks in between my hospital appointments and stuff. I'll squeeze it in somewhere. I've been testing. So for ages, I've been doing what Roger does, rank and rent. So basically, you rent out a site or you sell the leads. And I don't know what's happened recently, but things have gone a bit weird with the old internet. Even people in the IM world I've been talking to have said things have gone a bit weird. So I've changing my model back to, instead of rank and rent to multiple companies, my plan is to build a website, rent the website to a company who doesn't have a website for a low monthly fee, be it £99 or $99 a month. And that's the starter price, just to get them in on a 2 or 3 page website initially. I'm allowing them to buy their own domain name if they want to, because if they leave, guess what? They don't get to keep the site. I keep it. And once the site's got good data on it, I just change the URL up, and then I can go across all the citations I've created and put my new URL in. So that's not an issue. And so it's sort of a business model that I've been looking at for a little while. And the reason this has come around, I was at a friend's house the other day, and these lads turn up, bought some beers and gave me a beer, and one of them was a plumber. And I thought, oh, okay, he's not going to be interested in a website. He's got tons of work on. So, you're busy? Oh, yeah, I'm busy. He said, I get a couple of months where it's quiet. Oh, okay. And he said, what do you do? I said, build websites. He said, oh, I could do a website. I said, but if you're busy, why do you want a website? He said, oh, no, I want a website just so I've got a window to on the internet. He said, I've been thinking about it for some time, but it's always too expensive. And I said, well, you could rent a site for me, a 3-page site for £99 a month. Really? Yeah, oh, I'm in, he went. I said, if you want to own the website, it's going to be a few grand to buy it off of me. And so I was thinking, you got 10 companies at £99 or $99 a month, that's £1,000 a month coming in, for very little work. And the thing is, the base plan, I don't guarantee to rank it. I don't guarantee anything. And literally, there's a 3-page website done. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And because we've got the AI world now, it doesn't take much to put a front page up for a business. When they go, oh, I want a page about underfloor heating, you go, that's fine. If you up
From
to
Sarah Bailey, Charlotte, NC to everyone.
It's going to read everything
I'm so
to me,
sorry
isn't it?
that
Now
I have to jump off the call.
it's all right. It's okay. I'm so sorry. My computer's talking to me, and I don't know why.
Not to change the subject at all, but what you said, the internet is changing, right? So
Sarah
is the
Bailey,
perception.
NC has left
I'm going to
the
mute
meeting.
myself.
So is the perception of people that use it.
Yeah.
They don't trust it anymore. And just to prove my point, I'm talking to my son the other day, and we're talking about all the different scams that come at you that look so real, and people are getting gun shy. They're getting gun shy to the point that they don't even know that the images on the ads are real anymore because of AI. They don't believe the things that people are promoting. They think they're scams, because quite a bit of them are. So I don't know about in the UK, but in the United States, because we get them constantly. We get emails, and then also like direct messages about, let's see, you ran a toll and there's an outstanding toll on your license plate for your vehicle at the toll plaza, right? So that right away you're like, oh crap, I got to take care of that to go pay it. Well, it's a scam. And then they have the next one where your power bill hasn't been paid, and if you don't come here and pay it, they're going to turn your power off. They're going to turn your water off. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Then my son was telling me that now they have them out there where they're putting out ads for employment. So people are applying to the ads looking for jobs, and they're getting their information. And what's the person going to do when they're applying for a job? They're willing to give them their information because they're trying to get a job.
Yeah.
And they're scamming them that way. So the perception of the internet now is it's a I'm going to burn my fingers every time I touch it type of perception, and I don't believe it anymore. I know it's real. I know I can search Google. I know I can do these things. I can shop Amazon. But anything outside of that, I don't trust my emails. I don't trust links that I'm supposed to click on. And they're getting gun shy of other than like an informational source. They're okay with information, but they're not okay with it doing anything for them. And I really I feel for the people, especially people that don't really understand the internet and understand that all these things that are coming through are probably not real. So
It can go
the
either way,
numbers,
can't it? 'Cause
it's a runaway with the number of messages you get, number of phone calls that you get. They're scamming your phones, they're scamming your messenger, they're scamming your emails. And then anything that you look at online, they're what do you call it? They're I can't think of the word where they're retracing your steps and then sending you stuff that you just talked about.
Mhm.
Retargeting.
retargeting,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They're retargeting you for everything that you even. It's almost like you haven't even thought it yet, and they're already retargeting you about it.
Yeah.
And it's a scary word for people. So I think that the new age of internet is be cautious versus
Mm.
jump in hands, with both feet, and that's where people are getting burned.
But maybe
Yeah,
there's a
very
shift.
true.
Maybe there's a shift to being sort of old school where you'll just use, especially if in the local business side, clearly all you want to do is get someone in front of you that you can see, touch, and feel, and know that they're real. Because anything on the internet, you
I
can't
I
trust.
think
You know.
I think that that's a big part of it. I think that it is that it's not. We're gonna go back to um, the digital credit issue, right? Everything is digital, everything is instantaneous, but everything is getting hacked.
Mm.
And people are going to start pulling back from cards and credit this and credit that because they don't know what day it's going to get taken away from them.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
So
online,
yeah,
you
I
can't
think
believe your
you're 100.
face, you can't believe your voice, you can't believe anything anymore.
Yeah, you're spot on with the with that part of it, Roger, because they want to meet people face to face. They want to know, like, and trust you without having to go through the internet at this point.
Mm. Yeah.
That's just my take. It just seems that all of a sudden, the shift, like for me here, has been um, stuff I've been doing all my life that I didn't want to do anymore. I'm going back to part of it because it's a commodity. Doing trade work, doing repairs, doing things for people around the local area on their homes has become a commodity. You can't find people to do work anymore, but you can find lots of people online trying to sell you websites. So it's like it's always a shift, right? And we got to zig when we zag and all that stuff to stay in the game. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Maybe
we're
that.
also part of the problem, aren't we? Because we are using the AI, we are using voice cloning, we are doing this, we are doing that. So it's self-perpetuating in some
We have
respects.
to stay with the technology. I'm not saying that we don't. I'm just saying that the Mr. Joe Smith out there doesn't believe it the way that he did at one point, even though he's not using it. When you can have voices come up and say, a whole dialogue of the president of the United States using his voice, or what did they do? They were doing a scam for sending money, and I forget which guy it was that they were scamming off of, but it was one of the high level officials in the White House. They cloned his voice and they were asking to send money to help a certain cause because it was his voice. They don't do that. They don't ask for money like that, but people were getting scammed and sending money because the high-ranking official made an announcement to say that we need money for this and this cause.
Mhm.
So more and more of that just it's always there. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, Robert.
But when I heard that about the job applications, that the people that want to take your money and scam you are brilliant. They just have the best ideas of how to suck people in and get them to give their information. But doing with job applications, putting up fake jobs that's going to pay so much money and you just give them your information, like what do they call that? The little micro commitments. How many people would be willing to give their information when somebody's requesting information for a job application? That's just insanity. They'll give up their children's names, their mother's maiden name, phone numbers where they used to live, references. They'll give everything just to try to get that job. And I feel for them. I do, because they're about to be totally identity thefted in so many ways. But
and they're hitting people at desperation. That's what they've always done, isn't it? People who are desperate for a job will like I say, do anything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The emotional response, right?
Yeah.
You didn't pay your light bill. You didn't pay your water bill. You didn't just send your credit card information here. Boom. And they got you. I remember one year, my wife and I were behind. We had done an extension for our taxes. And usually we always were ahead of the deadline whenever we did our taxes. But this one year we had complications. I forget what it was. And I got an email about the IRS. It was a phone call that I got from the IRS. And it was like, you're going to go to jail. And I panicked. I literally panicked. And I went to my wife and I said, they're after me now because we didn't do the taxes yet. And she goes, no, that's a scam. And I said, why do you say that? Because the IRS would never call you. They'll send you a letter. They will never call you on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't know that. How many people like me fall for it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And technology is getting scary. How they can, get your information. The way they get your information is you get a survey call asking a little bit about you, and then another time you'll get a different survey call asking other questions about you. And they can spend 6 months collecting data about you and looking at your social media. I very rarely put anything up online about myself on social media. Now, when I was in hospital, the only reason I put a post up was I was getting unlimited, tons and tons of messages on Messenger, and it's crashing my Messenger. So I just went on and put that post up to let people know what was happening with me. And that instantly stopped all the messages. I heard this, I heard that, I'm panicking, and because I had to use WhatsApp with my family in the end because I couldn't get to their messages on Messenger, and so it's I don't put much information out there. A very frustrating thing. So in the UK, in my local area, we do a thing called time banking in my town, and the idea is like the old bartering system. So, for an example, if Barry was on Time Bank, I'd build Barry a website, take me 8 hours to build. I get 8 hours in my time bank. And then let's say Barry would put fence panels up for me. I go, okay, great, I'll buy them. You install them for me, Barry. Barry spends 4 hours doing that. I've still got 4 hours in my time bank. Now, when I went to join them at an event that they were at, I filled a form out. And the guy that runs it messaged me to go, I can't find your form. And I went, pardon, you're under GPDR and all that. You know, where's my form? So I filled it out again, thinking, oh, we're okay. Found out today he's lost that one also. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that they're doing good in the local area and they're a charity type thing, if it'd been a business, I would be reporting them to GPDR. It's mega. You can get mega fines for losing data as a data handler. So I chose not to, but what I did do is message them and say, with great regret, I've decided not to rejoin Time Bank because you can't keep my data safe. You know, my name, address, date of birth. I mean, you know, and those bits of information alone are more than enough. You know, I mean, if someone really wanted to search, they could find my date of birth and they could find my address and my name, you know. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm so glad I didn't put any other personal information down on there. You know, that's always the concern. So, but yeah, on and up. I've got all sorts of things in my mind to do, and Robert keeps me on track with some of it. And it's going to be super cool what we're doing, and some videos and bits and pieces. So that's all good for a change. 10 minutes to 10. Nothing else to update anyone on really. Keep an eye on school. Good to see you, Barry.
Yeah,
and,
good to be here.
If you could ever make,
glad you're feeling better, by the way, Barry.
Say again, Robert.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes,
if you can ever make a Sunday, do so. But if not, we will see you a week on Friday, Barry.
Yeah, fine by me. Great, that excellent.
Cool.
Good to see everyone.
Go enjoy.